Good morning and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. My thanks to the guys yesterday for filling in for me while I had the day off. Later on this morning, after the 10 o'clock news, we'll talk to Patty Reams about the Bay City Lions Tag Days, and we'll have open phones for quite a bit of that hour. 11 o'clock, SVRC Marketplace will be on focus with Rachel Trumbull joining me. But for this hour, we're going to start out talking about agriculture and agribusiness in Michigan. From the Michigan Agri-Business Association, we say good morning to Chuck Lippstreau. Good morning, Chuck. Hey, we're doing well, thanks. A lot of questions about agriculture during the pandemic and how it's impacted agriculture. Let's start with COVID-19 itself. We have a pandemic, we still need food. How did it impact farming and the agribusiness? Yep. Yep. But obviously, also, if you're going to grow the product, you have to be able to move the product. And certainly, supply chain issues have impacted almost every industry. I have to believe that agriculture is impacted by supply chain issues too. I want to go back to supply chain just for a minute here because, uh, in this day and age, everything is blamed on the pandemic. But in fact, were there not supply chain issues prior to the pandemic? And I'll specifically ask about, for example, rail cars. We heard that there was a shortage of rail cars for a long time. Where are we with all of these things that were there in place before the pandemic hit? Sure. You can't find them. You can't find them. You can't find them to load them, but I know where they're all sitting off the coast of California. Or yeah, or sent back to Asia, right? Yeah, it doesn't make to me, to my mind, being outside the industry, it doesn't make economic sense that a shipping company would turn an empty container back to Asia to refill it. Why not take a full load back? Wouldn't you make more money doing that? Me either. I guess. I guess. Yeah. All right, Chuck, hang on. I got to take a break. We'll come back. We're talking to Chuck. All right. Yeah, I got to make some money. Chuck Lippstreau. And we will be back with him as we talk about agriculture. He is with the Michigan Agri-Business Association. More ahead here on WSGW, where first we try and give away a little bit of money. WSGW's Baseball Bucks, presented by Stone Specialists. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. The word is stands. If you want to watch a baseball game in person, you have to sit in the stands. It's an Alpha Media company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. One winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. Baseball Bucks presented by Stone Specialists on WSGW. All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, talking to Chuck Lippstreau from the Michigan Agri-Business Association. So, Chuck, we hear in the news constantly about Ukraine or Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Russia and Ukraine, the numbers I heard, supply about 14% of the wheat in the world. How is that impacting Michigan growers? It, you know, Given that agriculture is based on a supply demand type commodity business, is this sort of good news, bad news? Bad news for the consumer who goes to the marketplace and looks at the prices on the shelf. Maybe good news for the grower who gets a higher price for their product because of the world situation. You're laughing. Okay. So why fertilizer? What's driving the cost of fertilizer so high? And the last one I just want to touch on because it's a negative to farmers like it is to everybody else. Fuel costs have gone through the roof. All those big tractors run on diesel and things of that nature. What's that done to the farmer? Oh yeah, yeah. Well, Chuck, look, I want to thank you for spending a little time with us this morning. This is a topic that will be ongoing for sure. So down the road, we'll have to do this again and see what kind of improvements or lack thereof there are. Yeah, I hope so. All right, Chuck. Listen, thank you very much for being with us this morning. We appreciate it. You bet. Bye bye now. Chuck Lippstreau with the Michigan Agri-Business Association. We thank him for joining us this morning. Open phones for the remainder of the hour 989-752-6111. That's the number to call. And whatever's on your mind, love to chat with you. What's on my mind right now are my friends at Thalen Honda on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Now, as you know, new vehicle supply is very low. You can drive around, look at the empty lots, you know that. But if you're in the market for a new vehicle, and particularly a Honda, let me suggest you stop into Thalen Honda to secure a new Honda on order while you still can. And with gas prices where they are, remember that Honda was ranked first among all full-line automakers in the 2021 EPA report at 29.1 miles per gallon. That works out to 3.7 miles per gallon higher than the industry average for the 2020 model year. Plus, the 2022 Honda Civic won the prestigious North American Car of the Year award. In addition, the Honda Ridgeline was ranked first among the longest-lasting trucks. Visit Thalen Honda on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City today to see what's in the pipeline. And then reserve the car you'd like before it's too late. By the way, if you're looking to move up to a pre-owned vehicle, Thalen dealerships, all there on North Euclid Avenue, has one of the largest inventories in the Great Lakes Bay region, all inspected and ready for immediate delivery. Check them out on thinkthalen.com. Thalen family. They've been serving your automotive needs for 45 years. Think Thalen. We'll be back with more and your phone calls after these notes. All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Open phones for the remainder of this hour. We'll also have lots of time for the next hour. So give us a call, 989-752-6111. That's the number to call to be with us and chat with us about whatever's got your fancy this morning. As you may have heard in the news, a federal judge in Florida has knocked down the U.S. transit mask mandate. And as of right now, anyway, we have not heard that the federal government is going to appeal that decision. And TSA has said they will not enforce a COVID mask mandate on planes, public transit, which is trains, buses, after court rulings. And that came from the White House. Question is, will locals do the same? For example, will the local transit system decide you still have to wear a mask? That would be within their purview. But as of right now, anyway, if you're going to fly, take a train or anything, you will not need a mask. Carol is in Sheridan. Carol, good morning. I'm not answering that question. Yes. Say what? Not if he asked for it. Did he receive it? Oh no, that's well, yeah, it may come under politics. The plane part, I don't know. The plane part is interesting. I'm not sure about that. But anything that's done as a it doesn't matter. A candidate can he can ask for campaign funds, for example. No, I'm not sure about the airplane because that's a separate issue, unless that's included in his politics somehow. But I can't tell you that. I don't send him a nickel. I do not send him a nickel, nor do I send the other guys. Well, yeah, but you understand, Carol, half the country doesn't agree with you, right? You understand that the other half sends him money because they want to. Oh, I understand that. I understand that. Well, yeah, because that's the way the system was set up. Because here's the alternative. The alternative would be tax dollars would pay for it and you would not be allowed to send money. So you're still paying for it, only you're doing it without choice. At least when you write a check to a candidate, you have the choice. If you tell the government, well, you can give them our tax dollars, you don't have any choice, do you? Think about it. You got that right. Absolutely. All right. I don't know, whatever it is. Yeah, I don't I have no idea. No idea. Okay. Well, do you know what snowbuds are? A little tiny white flower. Yeah, well, we have a bunch in our yard, and my wife tells me as long as they're up, it'll snow again. I'm thinking of going out with the lawnmower and taking care of it. I don't know yet. Yeah, good. I want them gone. I don't want snow. Yep, you bet. All right. And we got them. All righty. Yeah. All right, Carol. Have a good one. Take care. Bye bye now. And lines open for you here on WSGW. All right, back with you here on WSGW. This year, and we talk about EVs, electrical vehicles, all the time. Well, there's another one now. Jeep has a new 4xe. You say 4 by E is what it is. And it features, and this is a Jeep Grand Cherokee, it features a 17 kilowatt hour battery and two electric motors that'll give you up to 25 miles of electric driving on surface roads. And comes also with a 2-liter gasoline engine, providing power for the longer distances. So what you have here is a hybrid. And it is literally something that talked about a lot, that I have said for a long time, that I believe that hybrids, to me, are a better answer than just pure electric. I like to have that backup generator capability or engine capability. However, what you notice here is this is not an EV. You only get 25 miles to a full charge. You have to have that electric motor. Oh, by the way, did I mention that it starts at $81,000? I don't think I mentioned that, did I? Yep, you're going to pay for it. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how well it does. But electric vehicles right now are in huge demand. They sell them as fast as they can make them. Matter of fact, they sell them before they make them. Big waiting lists for electric vehicles. But Jeep, being a performance brand, an off-road performance brand, it's going to be interesting to see how they tackle the full EV, the total EV that's purely electric, and still maintain what they are known for, their off-road capability, and how much they'll be able to charge for such a vehicle. It's in its infancy, folks. I mean, we hear all the conversation about electric vehicles. A big story on today about 100,000 charging stations but they're not maintained by their owners very well, so they don't all work. It's in its infancy. It's going to take time. But we're hearing about vehicles that are coming out with greater range. I heard about one the other day. It was a 400-mile range. It won't be too far down the road when 600 miles will be fairly common. Now, when you get into that kind of range, to me, electric vehicles are beginning to make sense. When they only offer you 152, 250, as long as you don't turn anything on, they don't make a lot of sense to me. But when you get up into the range categories of 500, 600 miles on a full charge, and even if you turn on your air conditioner and all the other goodies on the vehicle, you'll still get hundreds of miles out of them. Then it begins to make some sense. Couple that with the fact there is going to be a huge push to build electric charging stations. And at some point in time, we turn the corner in both price and feasibility, and electric vehicles begin to make sense. So I haven't run out and looked at any yet. Don't plan to. But the day may come. Who knows? All right. Take a break. Come back. Close out this hour. Well, as they say, time flies when you're having fun, and time just flew by that hour. So we will move on. We'll have news coming up at the top of the hour from CBS and, of course, the local report. And then to start the next hour, we'll be talking to Patty Reams from the Bay City Lions Club about their Tag Day events. And we will then have more open phones for you. All of that coming up next on WSGW. And welcome back. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show on WSGW from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. Nice to have you with us on this Tuesday morning. Later on, open phones, but we're going to start out talking about a fundraising event that happens every year, and it has to do with the Bay City Lions Club. And with us this morning from the club, we say hello to Patty Reams. Patty, good morning. We're doing well, thanks. All right, it's that time of year. So, what happens, and what should the residents of Bay City be looking out for? Wow. Hmm. And so you're going to have beautiful weather, first of all. I think it looks like it's going to be nice. Um, yeah, rather than stand on a corner and freeze, right? Um, so, uh, obviously, safety comes into concern here. So, how do you actually do this physically? Yeah, I was going to say. Hmm. How many different corners are you on? And from what time of the day till what time do you do this? Hmm. This sounds like a lot of people. How big is the Bay City Lions Club? Whoa. That's interesting at a time when we hear service clubs like the Lions Club are having difficulty recruiting. You finding that true? So again, this is Friday and Saturday, 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening. You said about 15 different corners, most of them downtown. And if someone's at home and they can't get out, if they want to make a donation, how do they do that? Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Well, it's a big weekend for the Bay City Lions Club, everyone. And if you see them on the streets, dig a little deeper and give them a little money. Patty, thanks for bringing us up to date on it. No problem. Thanks a lot. Have a great day and have a safe weekend. Bye bye now. Patty Reams with the Bay City Lions Club. Their tag days starts this Friday and runs through Saturday, and all for the benefit of the various charitable things they do as a club. We will have open phones now for the remainder of the hour. Whatever's on your mind you'd like to chat about, give us a call. But let me talk to you about sleep, something we all need a lot of. And in today's world, when we do more for less, you really should spend a third of your life in bed. You know, they tell us we need about 8 hours sleep. And you really want to get a quality sleep. And you could do that with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. And, you know, your dollars are spent and they stay right here in the local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And they feature 1 hour window delivery of your mattress to your home. So if you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. Visit the Sanitary Mattress factory and showroom serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 989 753 1757. Sanitary Mattress. And while I have your attention, it's time to play WSGW's Baseball Bucks, presented by Stone Specialists. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. And the word this hour is lemon, Lemon, like in Chet Lemon, or that car you bought turned out to be a real lemon. It's an Alpha Media company-wide contest. You must be 18 or older to play, one winner each day, and complete rules at WSGW.com. Baseball Bucks, presented by Stone Specialists here on WSGW. All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the hour, 989-752-6111. I want to talk for a moment about something I know very little about. I do that all the time, I know. Elon Musk is attempting to buy Twitter and turn it into what he calls a totally free speech platform. It's an interesting battle. The board of directors has authorized a roadblock, if you will, to Musk's takeover efforts called the poison pill defense. It's kind of financially complicated. It allows investors to buy a piece of a preferred stock, and it's triggered if anybody buys over 15% of the company. And most experts say that if Musk were to move ahead and buy some more shares and puts him over the 15% mark, it would be the end of Twitter. The poison pill would eventually simply kill Twitter because they can't afford to pay what the poison pill requires, and they would go away. Most feel that Twitter and Musk will sit down and negotiate a better deal. His initial deal of $43 billion, 54 something a share, was scoffed at by a number of the big shareholders, including a Saudi gentleman that owns quite a bit of shares of Twitter. He thought it'd be worth a lot more than what Musk is offering. And at one time it was. And Musk is offering $54 a share when right now it's in the upper 40s. At one time, it had hit $77 in 2021, I think. So it has outperformed the offer that Musk is offering. Personally, the financial side of it, I don't know darn thing about it. And I also must admit, well, I have an account. I've never used it. I have a Twitter account, but I don't use it. I have weaned myself, not that I was ever there very much, off of social media, unless I absolutely have to. The reason? I've been cloned a couple of times and stuff sent out on my name, which wasn't true. So that was the first thing. I abandoned Facebook because that's where that happened. I've never been on Twitter very much. I'm not a big fan of social media. Now, I understand, don't get me wrong, I understand social media. And I actually think there's a good place for it. I just think it's been misused. The fact that we have these huge social platforms, millions and millions of people, has provided a new communication tool. Used properly, it's wonderful. Problem is, how do you separate the good from the chaff? And beyond me, I haven't figured that out yet. But neither are the owners of these platforms. Nor do I want these platforms to be the arbiter of what I can hear and what I can't hear. Now, legally, they can do that. And don't call and tell me, oh, look, we have free speech in this country. We can say what we want. We can do what we want. Well, great. Yeah, if you want to do it, you can stand on a public street corner and say it to your heart's content. Because the right to free speech does not guarantee you an audience. Nor does it guarantee you the use of a private platform. It only means that government can't suppress your speech. But a private company can decide what it wants to allow you to say or not say. In the same way that your employer could fire you if you said something negative about the company publicly, for example. It's within their prerogative. Yes, it's free speech, but it's not free speech without consequence. There is always consequence. So companies like Twitter have the perfect right to shut down whoever they want. But when they stand there and falsely say, oh, no, we don't censor just one group or something like that, that's a bunch of malarkey too. So Musk's idea was to buy Twitter and literally turn it into an open free speech platform for both sides, for all sides, and in all countries. Because remember this too, the laws that govern a company like Twitter in the United States and our free speech in our Constitution are very different than what other countries have. We have the freest speech in the world. Other countries are not so fortunate. So for every country that Twitter operates in, they've got to follow the rules of that country. It will be interesting to see if they sit down and negotiate with him and come up with a higher price. Charles is in Frankenmuth, so let's go to Charles this morning. Hi, Charles. Yeah. Yep. Who's they? Candidates, you mean? Well, what happens is this. What happens is this, Charles. There are formulas used in politics that if a candidate raises a certain amount of money, there is a certain subsidy from the government, and that's what that $3 goes for. And if you check no, you're just not contributing to that fund, but the fund is still there because others check yes. But it's not the majority. It's not the majority of the money candidates get. Majority of the money comes from private donations, and unfortunately, today, what's happened, and this has no government funding, but PACs are exempt from a lot of the rules, and they can spend as much money as they want in a candidate's behalf. So a lot of times when you hear advertising for a candidate, it's not the candidate buying it. It's a political action group that's buying it. And it should say so. Go ahead. Nah, the fund would dry up. I mean, yeah, it's if everybody said no, yeah, it would dry up. But the fact is, not everybody says no. A lot of people say yes. It's a pretty good sized fund. But there are qualifications. There are qualifications to get that money. It's not just sent to you. Not likely. Hey, Chuck, thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Good stuff. Thanks. Take care. Bye bye now. I will take a break. Lines open for you. It's the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Lines open for you. Whatever you'd like to chat about, you can give us a call at 989-752-6111, and that'll put you in touch with us. And that's good from almost anywhere because most of these companies don't charge you long distance and roaming anymore. We talk about free speech. We talked about the Musk Twitter contest where he's looking to buy Twitter. There's another thing out there that I think needs more attention than even that, more attention than even social media. And that's these scam-filled robocalls that are happening with greater and greater frequency. The do not call list, big deal. They don't listen to it anyway. The scammers don't care about do not call lists. Only legitimate businesses care about do not call lists. So the calls you don't get are from the legitimate businesses. The calls you get are from the scammers. I don't know what the answer is. Now, a lot of companies have blocker capability to a degree. Sometimes it's a little complicated to use. But what's happening, the scammers are smart. They're not stupid people. And they've been using something called spoofing for a long time. What is it? Well, let's say you have a phone with caller ID and you live in the, I don't know, pick one. You live in the 781 prefix, which is in our area is what, Shields in that area. All right. So you live in that area and some scammer calls you and on your phone, you see a 781 phone number. I say, oh, well, it must be local. And you pick it up and somebody with a foreign accent from a country far, far away tells you that, let's see, they're calling about your big Amazon purchase you didn't authorize, or they're calling about some credit card thing, or they're threatening to have you arrested, or they have the best answer in the world to Social Security and Medicare. The list goes on and on and on and on. And they made you pick up because you look at the phone number and you said, well, that's a local number. It must be somebody local. But it's not. Worse than that, they even come up with names. They put names on it. And you figure, well, that person's identifying themselves. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't know what the answer is. I just know that it is a problem that needs to be tackled for no other reason than to protect the most vulnerable in our society, because senior citizens as a group are targeted. And the reason is that a certain percentage of them will respond and be taken. Somehow, there needs to be a fix to this problem. And every time there is an electronic workaround, the bad guys figure out how to get around it. I think, at least from a prevention standpoint, education needs to be in the forefront. Somehow we need to get the message to all senior citizens and others to ignore these kinds of calls, to hang up on them, or maybe not even answer them if you don't recognize the number of someone you know, or it doesn't name someone you know. Don't answer. Now, I know sometimes they're legitimate, but not very often. I myself ran into that yesterday because I received a call from an organization I needed to talk to, and I almost didn't answer because their name wasn't on the caller ID. It just said Detroit. But for some reason, I answered, and it happened to be someone I needed to talk to. So there's no perfect answer to this. There is absolutely no perfect answer. I mean, the do not call list has been around a long time. I'm on the do not call list, and most of the calls I get are on my landline phone, but which is registered on the do not call list. Because bad guys don't care. They don't check the do not call list. Only the legitimate people you might want to talk to respect the do not call list. So, again, I don't know the answer. But somehow, some way, and I'm sure they're working on it, individual companies are working on it. We need to find protection for the most vulnerable of us from these kinds of calls. Take a break and be back with more here on the Art Lewis Show. All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and Walt is in Hemlock. Walt, good morning. Yeah. 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 That is funny. Their sex life. I've done something similar to a couple of them where I've actually gone through and got them on the line and talked to them and wasted their time. And then at some point I say, by the way, I just wasted your time like you wasted mine. You know, and yeah, I figured if I keep them from calling somebody else, that's one less person has to deal with them. I will tell you this. I will tell you this. Never say the word yes or anything that's positive like that because they can snip that out and then use that to send you whatever they want to send you or steal your funds, however they want to do it, because you said yes, even though it was for something totally different. Yeah, yep. Well, listen, that's one way to do it. Waste their time. All right, Walt. Thanks. Bye bye now. Everybody's clever. That's it's interesting. Uh, that's one way to do it. And if you got nothing else to do and you got the time for it, sure, why not? Why not? Waste their time. The more time of theirs you waste, the less they have a chance of going out and scamming somebody else. I just That's a question about their sex life. That's funny. Oh, I'm picturing the phone call in my mind now, in my mind's ear. I'm trying to figure out what that might sound like, other than the loud click of the phone hanging up on you, which is what you get. By the way, 99.99999% of the time, if you get one of those people and they're live, that is, they're not the recorded, hi, this is so and so from such and such, and I'm calling, uh, the minute you say something about you don't know me, but it's click, they're gone. They're gone. There are some that are out there that are really clever. They'll call up and they'll ask for you by name. They know who they're calling, but it's a recording, and you say hi, and then the recording goes into its pitch. People are clever, and they're taking a lot of money out of society, because ask yourself this: if they weren't, why would they be doing it? Marcellus is in Saginaw. Marcellus, good morning. Good morning. Yeah. uh, uh, that's yeah. I'll bet they do. Oh, you're clever, clever guy, Marcellus. Hope everything is well with you. Good. Have yourself a brilliant day. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. You too. Bye. Winston-Salem Police Department. I love it. Got to love it. How creative we are, right? All right. We'll get ready to close out the program right after these notes. All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Thanks for joining us. Back tomorrow, of course, with lots more on Focus. We're going to focus on the SVRC Marketplace. Rachel Trumbull will be dialing in, and we'll talk to you then right after the news. Coming up next. And good morning. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio, and Focus is sponsored by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with two X's. And today we focus on one of the gems in downtown Saginaw, I should say, and that is the SVRC Marketplace. And with us is the Marketplace manager. We say good morning again to Rachel Trumbull. Rachel, good morning. Glad to hear from you. Um, the Marketplace, how long now has it been open? I've lost track of time. Wow. Are there a couple of businesses that have been with you from the beginning? Yeah, yeah, and I bring it. It is, and I bring it up on purpose because that means they had to survive through the pandemic and all the other things that were going on. They are loyalists. Yeah. Well, they're loyalists, but I have to believe the public is loyal to them or they wouldn't be there. So they must be doing okay. Yeah. And that's the fun of the marketplace. You get businesses in there that are really from the ground up. I mean, they're starting out in life in business at the marketplace, and you watch them flower, if you will. So usually I end with this. Let's start with it. Somebody who has an inkling of a dream of being in business, they call you. What happens next? Yeah, it's anything worthwhile is not easy. Most things worthwhile are difficult. And how is the space allocated? Are all spots the same size, or how do you floor plan it? Oh, wow. Hmm. All right, hang on. We come back. We'll talk about some of the businesses in there right now and the hours and all that good stuff with Rachel Trumbull from the SVRC Marketplace in downtown Saginaw. It's time to play WSGW's Baseball Bucks, presented by Stone Specialists. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. And the word this hour is Larry, like Larry the Cable Guy. Yeah, Larry, Larry. It's an Alpha Media company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. One winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. Baseball Bucks, presented by Stone Specialists on WSGW. All right, back with you here on WSGW's Focus program, talking to Rachel Trumbull from the SVRC Marketplace. So let's start with hours that you're keeping. How about special events? Anything coming up that's something we should know about? If a vendor wants to be part of the marketplace you're talking about, where can they get more information on that? Is there a website? And in conclusion, let's talk about the wonderful businesses that are in the marketplace right now. Start with the food. Mm. Wow. Wow. Can't wait to hear. Can't wait to hear about them. All right, Rachel. Well, listen. Thanks for bringing us up to date as always. Fun talking to you. Amen. Thanks for calling. Take care. Bye bye now. Rachel Trumbull, market manager of the SVRC Downtown Marketplace. The last break here, and we'll find out what's happening in the big markets from Baird and Company when we return.